Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am your wonderful host, Fontamin, and welcome back to World of Warplanes. Now, when we last left off, we found that the Act 7 handles like a brick, so we're gonna make some modifications before we keep playing. So, one thing we do with something that handles like a brick is we don't try and force it to turn, we just make it go really fast, and that's what we're going to do here. We're gonna swap out lightweight airframe for engine tuning, which unfortunately destroys it, but we have enough money to get around with this. And then, yeah, looking at this, I think the best thing would just be, well, aircraft polish, but then again, just 5% to top speed doesn't seem like a lot. These upgrades really aren't going to be terribly useful unless you're, well, really getting all of them. So I suppose here's me getting all of them. However, concealing livery would probably also be a good thing, because, well, it makes rear gunners, well, suck at shooting you 30% more, and makes the AA go away. Considering we are a multi-role fighter, and we're going to be hanging around near the deck a little bit more, that also is useful to us, but I think we're going to go with polish just so we can get the most speed out of this thing as humanly possible, at least with the upgrades. I would rearrange my pilot skills, but he's at 95%, and it's, well, very important that I'm keeping the marksman skills, because we are speccing into a weapon that has high single damage, or single shot damage, and low rate of fire. Meaning that the accuracy is actually going to be the most important it's ever going to be, because it's very important that those very, very high damage shots go where I point them, because there aren't going to be that many of them flying in the sky. So, that's why we're keeping that. So, this may not be the most effective turnaround for this plane, but it should help us out a little bit. And additionally, we still have reinforced control surfaces, so we can turn a little bit. Just a little bit, but this is not meant for turning. I noticed this when I was playing the XP-75, that heavy fighters are mostly energy fighters, and normal fighters and multi-role fighters are mostly turn fighters. But there is still room for energy fighting tactics within the fighter and multi-role fighter groups, just because some of them are going to handle worse than other ones, so it's advantageous to take a stance depending on what kind of plane you have. But in a sort of general look at the things, heavy fighters have a really, really high energy advantage. Like, the P-38 being at tier 5 is actually kind of scary. But anyway, let's hop into the queue and see what these upgrades can do. Okay, Scorching Sands, 2 airstrips, and a mining plant. Now, it's to note that the mining plant is actually extremely important, because in addition to giving you 3 influence every 5 seconds, every 120 seconds it gives you a massive chunk of 80 influence. So this is actually probably the single most important thing you could capture for your team. So we're gonna do that. But let's hop in queue and see what our Russian bullet can do. We will seize the means of production. Yes. Or try to. Everybody go that way. We need that.
Show me what you can do, pilots.
Okay,
Let's
so
roll.
how are we doing in terms of... Actually, it looks like we've got mostly players. Amazing. So, this should actually work out pretty well for us. Still have no idea what my speed upgrades are going to be like, but hopefully we get a little bit more punch out of this plane. Especially while climbing. It'll help us ward off heavy fighters a little bit better. But it would seem that we have a bit of an issue in the fact that there are no actual planes over the mine. God damn. So that means we have to go in there and actually hit the ground targets. Or take care of some of the players, which are now massing up. But I'm gonna launch my rockets here and take out these. I missed the one that's actually gonna give us that, though. That's rather annoying, but let's get that before the enemy actually does. Blenheim F. We want to watch out for that. Good. Gives us some influence over the area. Excuse me, coming through. Looks like we're winning. That is a bot. Damn ground attack planes. They're so hard to chew. Oh. Unfortunately, I let off the throttle at the wrong time, and I didn't get that kill. Okay, but, well, there's plenty of them coming back this way. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, so now we gotta keep the enemy fucking off this. But then again, we've got a couple of seconds, so we can probably get away with this. Come on, you son of a bitch. Oh, hello, Zero. That's my kill. Go away. Enemy on my tail. Ah! That's 3 enemies. I'm dead. Yeah, I probably should have rolled back out. We need to be energy fighting now. Though, honestly, fighting over the points, it's mostly turn fighting. So maybe we're kind of fucked either way with the Yak 7 in terms of actual, well, things to do. But we may be a little bit more, I suppose, able to handle small changes. Unfortunately, though, it looks like we've almost immediately lost the fucking mining facility because my team cannot actually hold on to any of these points. Or capture that one without my fucking assistance, even though that one's harder to capture. Well, actually easier, because they're actual planes. So, there's a shit ton of enemies over there, and they're all full health. So I'm just gonna let them, you know, take their time there blowing that up and actually see if we can get this point really quickly. It doesn't look like it actually takes.
The enemy is trying to capture the plant.
Looks like we might be able to just get this right about now.
And reclaim it.
Please? We lost the teammates, so probably not. Yep. Oh boy. I don't need much more. God damn it, boomerangs, get out of here. Well, that's that. A fuck wolf, huh? That guy turns about as bad as I do. Whoa! Excuse me, Zero. We gotta stop running into each other like this. It's bad for our planes. Uh-oh. Yeah! Fucking Blenheim fighter. Now we got a problem. What's the problem? Problem is we can't really sit on our ass here. We gotta do something, but it looks like my teammates are just kind of flying around in a circle like idiots. Problem is, if I don't defend one of these points, we're going to lose it because my teammates are mostly incompetent. However, we're also not gonna win any other points if I'm not attacking the points. Because again, my teammates are unreliable. There's plenty of our teammates in there, though. We've got our rockets in, so let's see if we can strafe in here really quickly and take out one of these ground targets. The enemy's at a pretty decisive fucking advantage. So let's see if we can actually equalize that just a little bit. There's that. So unfortunately, I don't have infinite rockets. I am not one of those American Thunderbolts. And unfortunately, all of that work was basically counteracted immediately by my teammates dying in the zone. You see, this is a problem.
They've almost got us.
Honestly, it feels like fighter kills in a zone are absolutely either detrimental or just superior to doing anything in the zone. Killing players in the zone is way too valuable in terms of points, because when you're trying to capture a point and one of your teammates dies and it basically invalidates all of the work you just did, it's kind of fucking annoying. I think that's one of the major problems and why there's just so much confusion as to, you know, people asking, well, how do I fucking carry in this mode? Because all of your progress can be just kind of swept away instantaneously. I think this must be changed. Uh-oh. Ow. Nope. But, well, we're fucked anyway. Can't really do much. I need that cannon. I really, really fucking need that cannon. And it seems like, you know, I don't think energy fighting's the way to go here. I mean, at least not in this plane. We might be able to get some longer sort of diving actions, but as you can see, while we're trying to take control of the points, it's almost exclusively turn fighting.
Do you copy? Over.
And you actually have to get in there in order to actually do anything. And you need to pick up those kills in quick succession because, like I said, destroying enemies over a point is absolutely vital or detrimental to you actually taking the point. At least, like, after the initial, like, first 2 minutes of the game. But, what happened? That Viewfighter on our team was kicking ass. Good on him. We did mediocre. We did probably 4th on our team. You know, it's half me with this and half the plane, to be honest, because we're really not putting out enough damage, and we're really not maneuvering into things very quickly. But, well, I just took all the maneuvering stuff off, so that would explain a few things. So, honestly, I think top speed is useless, so I think what I'm probably going to do is put lightweight airframe back on, or whatever the one that gives me 3% in all axis, not just turning. That seems a little bit ridiculous. Or rather, a little bit unnecessary. Unfortunately, this means we're going to be bleeding money to actually, you know, research all of these, or rather, pay for all of these upgrades. But oh well, science is really, really fucking expensive. So that replaces that, and now we are basically fucking out of money. What a shame. We started off so well. But, well, not really that big of a change. Hopefully our pilot skills will come in about the same time we get the cannon. What do we have here? We need 2,000 points. So, yeah, 2 more games, maybe. Let's hop back into the queue. No use waiting around here. Okay, Archipelago. And this is the, well, the stacked map. Okay, good. We might have a chance of an easy win here. Might. But then again, like I said, the first 2 times we played this, it was supposed to be easy, and then my teammates still find a way to fuck it all up. So really, it seems like the most decisive thing you can do to capture a point is just fly over it and make sure you kill players and don't die. Because you lose a horrendous amount of fucking progress just from dying over one of those control points. I think that needs to be changed. I think air-to-air kills need to be de-emphasized, and ground kills need to be actually, like, emphasized very heavily. Because at this point, there's really no point to me playing a ground attack plane. It takes so fucking long to actually capture these points that the far quicker way of doing it is being a fighter and killing the air defense units, and then killing maybe 1 player, and then you have the control point. The ground attack player, in order to actually capture these zones, is going to have to take multiple runs. And that takes about a considerably long amount of time. I'd liken it to maybe 2 minutes versus, like, 45 seconds for the air players. Excuse me, coming through. See, we already have the zone. I can't really see how many actual zones we blew up because they all explode when you win them. But, yeah.
Attention all fighters. Enemy bombers detected. Destroy them.
Once again, I could be shooting at him if I had my amazing NS-37 cannon, but one day all will be right. That's a Spitfire. That's a German Spitfire. You wacky fascists. Stop putting engines you don't have enough of a production capability to produce into captured planes. But who? I'm gonna go with this guy because he's not in front of the other guy. Yay! Assisting. Didn't get it. Oh well. Nice try, though. I don't think I actually got any damage on him. Motherfucker, you get back here. There's my damage. Also, it looks like it's taking forever for our friends over there to actually capture this point. However, resistance over here is very high. However, those bombers, that might be an issue. I'm gonna zip over here really quickly. Just make sure we actually capture this point, because we may lose the airbase if those bombers get through. And it doesn't look like we're actually going to be able to get up to those bombers because, well, look at all the fighters escorting them. Yeah. They're actually doing their job. And my teammates don't seem very adamant on forming up and actually making any decisive efforts. So we're gonna zip over here really quickly, just to make sure this base actually does get captured. And rockets away. Well, it's a halt, but yes, that gave us 40 control points just for taking out a destroyer. 40 influence points. But yes, now all of the enemies are now in the airbase, and we're gonna have a bit of an issue. And they've captured the airbase because the bombers got through. Well, every time I seem to doubt the bombers, they seem to actually do wreck everything. Oh well, we live and learn. That's a Stuka G. Does he have the gun pods? He's flying away from me, so it's less important. But again, look at him, flying straight. I could start popping him at this distance in a couple of matches. One day they will get to me. One day my weapon upgrades will get to me. Then the fascists are in trouble. Got him. Just park myself behind the Stuka and fill his ass full of bullets. Now, unfortunately, we've got the situation again where if I'm not actually leading my team in this, we're not gonna actually get the points. And unfortunately, there's a bombing raid coming in this direction now, too. We need to climb. We're not gonna be able to do anything at this altitude. Which is hopefully where that increased engine power is actually really gonna help us. Along with actually letting our boost cool. Because you see me, I'm jamming it over and over again, and I almost never have it on recharge. Somewhat used to heavy fighters in that they have, well, their bullshit ability is, well, engine cooling, which allows them to get a big chunk of their boost back in an instant. Now, you see, there's no way to really get into that without actually, well, getting shot to pieces. That guy has that guy. We'll leave him alone. Okay, we need to get something resembling an altitude advantage on these guys. Or we're all gonna get horribly murdered, but as you can see, there's just a massive death ball over there that we can't really... Well, we've got a bunch of teammates over there, but they're cooperating and mine are just kind of flying around. One of them is a bot. Well, actually, one of them's actually a person. I think two of them are bots. A lot of the Spitfire bots, I believe. But now, well, now we actually gotta get in there and just try and see if we can actually do something. Nice! I was going to pull away, but he hit my wing. Oh well. I don't have face roll capabilities. And he has one more, actually, yes, he has one more 20mm cannon than me. Looks like this is going to be another loss because my teammates are somewhat unreliable, and if I don't break through the enemy, we're not going to win. Remember, World of Tanks, you are the only constant, and the variable is shit. Seems like these planes do actually heavily rely on their amazingly high caliber cannons. Thank you! Vengeance is mine. Okay, so let's see if we can actually get in here and just actually get these points.
Rapidly deteriorating weather conditions.
Because we're not that far behind.
Will be unable to reach you. Do you read?
Get out of here, Spitfire.
Over. The enemy is about to win. Push harder.
Okay, that should take that out. No, but good thing I'm still here. Aha!
The enemy has control of all key objects.
God damn it.
Leave it like that.
I'm trying, sir. However, my team is, well, good. We did that. Help that. We're not gonna win instantaneously, but we're still probably gonna lose because that's kind of, well, impossible to come back from. Where? Oh, okay, he's going that way.
That's it. There's no way to break through for you now. You're on your own.
Oh boy, it's the squall line. Yeah, we were gonna lose anyway. I don't have face roll capability without that fucking gun. I need that gun. There's not a whole lot I can really do. Still top of the board on my team, at least, but that, like, that Focke-Wulf 190, he just kind of obliterates everything.
Attention, all aircraft. Fall back and regroup.
If I remember correctly, that Focke-Wulf is actually probably one of the more meta planes because of the bomb load it can carry. As you saw, it can carry 4 bombs underneath the fuselage, which, well, they're not very big in real life, but in this game, you can kind of just get away with everything. If you have bomb capacity, you're just gonna blow everything up underneath you. But anyway, back to the hangar. Soon we will have our gun, and soon we will be able to actually affect the outcome of the game. Okay, so, where did that put us? 1,000 aircraft XP. Top of my... Well, not exactly top of my team. The Spitfire over here snuck above me. But, yeah, we did shit. Oh, well. Let's see. Where? How much? 1,000... Okay, so one more good game if we're lucky. We actually have a 3x, so we actually managed to win a game. We'll be fine. Hopefully. Okay. Asian border. We have 2 mining plants here, so this shouldn't be an astounding shutout, but... we'll see what happens. And once again, please remove the forward airstrips. They're useless. Just make them actual air bases. It'll be much more fun. Having the ability to reliably repair in the middle of battle will be nice. And it'll cut down on the really awkward moments where the squall line, where you've been doing very well, and then the squall line happens, and unfortunately you've taken a lot of damage in your incredibly long sortie as you murder people, and then someone immediately takes you out in one hit. That's bullshit. But hopefully they'll realize their errors and actually fix most of the game as we go. The game's alive again, and I suppose that was the, well, that was the change.
Let's roll.
That was the change that needed to happen. So we'll see what happens as the game actually lives. But we're gonna roll into the mining facility here really quickly just to make sure we get this, because we need this. If we don't take this on time, we're probably not gonna win, because they're gonna take theirs and have a massive influence point lead over us just right there. Okay, we've got more than a couple teammates coming in here, so good. Very, very good. Okay.
Large enemy force is attacking the command center.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I'm gonna help here. Rockets away! I probably could have used that somewhere else, but, well, whatever. The duck was behind me. The duck cleaned it up. Hello, boys. Frontal Aviation is here to help. Now, you see how long this is taking with even 5 players, it looks like? I mean, I'm not exactly a ground attack plane myself, but you see how long this takes in comparison to some actual quick captures with fighters? This is a problem, because it's just not competitive in that kind of sense. Yeah, there aren't any fighters over a mining facility, so you're gonna have an advantage there, or rather, it's always gonna take a while. But this just throws more emphasis on the fact that if you're actually fighting over a mining facility, it's going to be even more difficult, or rather, even go even more quickly when there are actually people playing, or actually, you know, air players actually in the area. And also, someone just died. You see that? Someone crashed into the ground, and we lost a massive amount of influence point. That just set everybody back. That's obnoxious. And the enemy has captured the mining sector. You see how long this is taking us? And we even have specialized ground attack planes here. I believe that they're bots, but still, you get my point. Round. Well, I have my rockets back at least. It took me... I have my rockets back in the time that we've been capturing this. Fortunately, I did not get that fucking one building, and I believe that one building has enough capture points to actually capture the point. Was that another teammate slamming into something? There it is. The center building is the most valuable, and that gave us 80, rather, well, yeah, 80 influence points. See, you can specialize, you can prioritize targets as a ground attack player, and that learning to do that, I think, is the finesse, I believe, of being able to actually, you know, make ground attack viable in terms of quickly capturing points like that. Prioritizing targets and knowing exactly which cluster of targets is going to give you the most points, well, the quick, you know, in the quickest order, or the quickest speed. That's going to make that viable. However, that's requiring a whole lot of skill already to make it viable. And what can the air players do? Well, we can just fly around and shoot things, and we'll do that! Sure, the ground attack player helped that nudge there, but, yo, us killing the air targets was, well, far more influential in us capturing this point. I help. Yes, good. Okay, so the enemy has a pretty big lead, and they're gonna get their, you see, watch it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at that. Gigantic fucking chunk. And that's why you need to capture the mining facilities if you actually want to do something. Alright, he's removed. We're gonna have to go into the command center and see if we can break up the place a little bit. Well, they've got air defense fighters and a couple of players in there, so it looks like we're gonna have to actually touch the ground, but we need to actually catch up to these fucking few fighters in order to actually kill them. I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna dump my rockets. Well, I was gonna dump my rockets there, but I'll probably dump it on this now, because that's a light ground target. He did not kill everything, though. That is annoying. Is that the same Focke-Wulf from last game? Shivak, please. And he's out of my range. Fucking fascist. Ugh. All these targets I must kill, but look at how slow. Look at how much no damage I'm doing. Okay, P40, you want to go? We'll go. Fortunately, I'm being shot by about 4 other people behind me. See, I just don't have kill power right now, and I'm gonna get killed. I kind of you know, swung off the target. It's the fucking Focke-Wulf that came back. He's fast, he's probably fully upgraded, and yeah, there's nothing I can really do against him, and he's also tier 6. Also 1 tier higher than me. Good lord, the stock grind for these planes is shit. They really do entirely rely on that cannon.
Receiving reports about rapidly deteriorating weather conditions. Support will be unable to reach you. Do you read me? Over. They've almost got us.
Okay, done. Unfortunately, too little too late, really. We needed to take their mining facility. Unfortunately, we weren't going to get the team coordination to actually really do that. And that's a big murder ball of enemies over there, so I'm not going to actually go over there. That's suicidal.
That's it. There's no way to break through for you now. You're on your own.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least the games go quick, even if you can't win them. See, now we got a big murder ball of enemies, and my teammates are all spread out everywhere. Not really much I can do at this point. And I'm being outscored. I'm doing mediocre, really, here. Because, well, I tried to capture that base over there, and it took fucking forever. And then the fighting just kind of got out from under me, because I can't actually kill anything. That's a BF-110. And he's flying towards me. Evade! Evade! Unfortunately, he's got 2 more fighters to back him up. I'm dead. There's really no way I'm getting out of this. Yep. really nothing I can do. This plane is terrible. Good lord, this plane is absolutely terrible. You can kind of, you know, take shots at my skill, but you saw how I was doing in the eye shack. I was actually doing very well in the eye shack.
Go back to base.
This thing. Goodness fucking gracious me, you need that gun. And it looks like I didn't get it, because I'm still shortchanging on free XP, or rather just XP in general. Good lord. Good.